Accessibility for All, Module 6, Mobility Assistance. A traveler with a mobility impairment may use a mobility aid such as a wheelchair, scooter, walker, cane, crutches, or leg brace. If your job requires you to handle mobility aids or physically assist persons with mobility impairments, you must be trained to do so. Training will ensure that you are familiar with the different types of mobility aids. You must be aware of the requirements, limitations, and procedures for securing, carrying, and stowing mobility aids, both in the passenger compartment and the baggage compartment of the vehicle. You should be able to properly assemble, disassemble, pack, and unpack different mobility aids. However, the passenger should provide you with information you need to do this. You must also know how to operate mechanical lifts, ramps, and other level-changing devices, and be comfortable assisting with mobility aids through doors, steps, curbs, elevators, and on irregular or multi-level surfaces. Mobility devices must be accepted as priority baggage without charge and do not count toward the passenger's permitted baggage allowance. At the passenger's final destination, promptly return the aid or device to the traveler. The mobility aid should be returned to the passenger at their destination in the same condition as when the passenger checked in. Preparing the mobility aid for transport is critical. If such specialized equipment is damaged, it may take days or months to replace the damaged piece. This can seriously impede the passenger's freedom of mobility. Sometimes, despite our efforts, a passenger's mobility aid is damaged or unavailable upon arrival at the destination. If lost or damaged, help the passenger report the damage. It is a carrier's responsibility to immediately provide a suitable temporary replacement at no additional cost. A passenger is entitled to use the temporary replacement until his or her own aid becomes available, repaired, or replaced. In general, do your best to avoid separating the traveler from their mobility aid. Where facilities permit, allow the traveler to remain with and use their aid or device for as long as possible while moving within the terminal or until they reach their passenger seat. If space permits, store the device in the passenger compartment or allow it to remain in the passenger's custody during the voyage. In this next video, we'll meet Richard Rouet, a passenger who travels frequently with his wheelchair.
Hello there, sir.
Good day.
Are you checking in today?
Yes, I am.
And may I see your passport, please?
There you go.
Thank you very much. And how many bags will you be checking in?
I have one bag, and I believe I have to check in for my chair as well.
Yes, absolutely. But your chair is no additional cost.
Okay,
it doesn't count toward your checked baggage allowance.
Okay, great.
If you prefer, you can remain with your mobility aid all the way to the gate of departure, and we'll transfer you only when you board the aircraft.
Okay, now is there going to be enough time for them to put the actual wheelchair in the aircraft? I don't know.
Yes, absolutely. We'll treat your electric wheelchair as priority baggage.
Perfect.
And as it is an electric wheelchair, it has to go in the aircraft's cargo hold.
Can you make sure that the batteries are well disconnected or removed, please? Because I believe they cannot put it inside the belly of the aircraft.
Yeah, we'll make all arrangements. I'll set it all up here for you, so it'll all be ready for you when you get to the gate of departure.
Perfect.
And we do also invite you to board the aircraft before everybody else, so we can get you comfortably seated.
Perfect.
And this is your bag here?
That's the one, yes.
May I just weigh it for a moment?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Great. Now here's your boarding card.
Okay.
And your passport back.
Perfect.
And you'll be departing from gate number 12. Would you require any assistance to get there?
No, because I'm in my chair, I'm going to be okay. Is there going to be somebody there to all set up already to help me in the aircraft?
Yes, the gate agent will be able to assist you, and everything will be ready for you when it's time to go.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Have a great day, sir.
You too.
My pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Some mobility aids may be too large to be accommodated. If this is the case, the carrier is not required to carry it. Determine this in advance and advise the traveler about other transportation arrangements that are available to transport the aid. The transportation company may also need time to properly prepare the mobility device for the trip. In both of these cases, somewhere between check-in and boarding, the passenger will need to transfer to a boarding wheelchair. Executing a physical transfer. Transferring a person safely requires particular techniques. Following these techniques will protect you and the passenger from injury. You must only execute a physical transfer if you have been properly trained to do so. Before executing a transfer, first, ask the person what their preferred method of transfer is. The passenger has likely experienced a transfer before and will know what works best for them. Ask them if there are any other special measures or safety precautions to be considered. Also, be sure to respect the person's dignity, safety, and comfort at all times. Remember to communicate clearly and use appropriate communication methods described in Module 3. The following video was provided by the National Center for Accessible Transportation at Oregon State University and provides useful information on performing transfers. It is not a substitute for hands-on training and should only be used to complement service providers' training on performing transfers.
As you probably know, assisting with a transfer on board the aircraft can be tricky. If the transfer looks like more than you and your partner can handle safely, get another person or use a transfer aid, such as a sling or transfer board. The same considerations for transfers on a flat surface apply to transfers on board the aircraft, but there are additional things to consider. Talk the transfer through with the traveler and your lift partner before beginning. Are there any sensitive areas I should be aware of?
Okay. Do you have any preference on how we're going to transfer you?
Let's just get under the knees and under the arms.
Okay.
If possible, stand so that you are directly between the aisle chair and aircraft seat, with your feet wide apart, ideally further apart than the middle of each seat, and get as close to the traveler as possible. Usually, this isn't possible for the front assistant, as he or she has to stand in the aisle. If this is the case, we recommend that the front assistant stand at an angle, facing halfway between the aisle chair and the aircraft seat, with his or her feet spread as wide apart as possible. Get as close to the traveler as possible, but also be careful to leave a clear path for the traveler's feet. Unless otherwise instructed by the traveler, the front assistant should hold the traveler beneath the thighs, just above the knees, palms facing up, wrists locked. With the traveler's arms folded, the rear assistant should reach under the shoulders and grasp the traveler's forearms. Center your body with the traveler's by shifting your hips sideways, bend your knees, and keep your back straight. After checking with the lift partner and the traveler to make sure that they are ready, the assistant in charge should count 1, 2, 3, lift.
1, 2, 3, lift.
Be especially careful here. The initial lift can be the most dangerous. On the word lift, lift together smoothly. Don't jerk as you lift. Use your legs, not your arms or back. Keep your back as straight as you can and lift only as high as needed. Be careful not to hit your head on the overhead bins as you lift. Once the traveler is raised off the aisle chair, shift him or her to the seat by moving your hips sideways while shifting your weight smoothly from foot to foot. The front assistant may also have to spin at the hips in shifting the traveler. However, avoid twisting your back, bending your back to the side, or stepping. In such a small space, it may be more convenient for you to twist or bend your back to the side during the transfer, but this may put you at greater risk of a back injury and may be unsafe for the traveler you are transferring, since you will be less stable. Rear assistants should also avoid reaching around the side of the seat back. Be careful to protect the traveler's feet and buttocks from bumping against anything. As you lower the traveler, bend your knees and hips and keep your back straight. Place the traveler gently in the aircraft seat and make sure he or she is comfortable. See if he or she needs the seat adjusted or if they need to be adjusted in their seat. Ask the traveler, "Can I assist you in buckling your seatbelt?" Transfers on board the aircraft are never easy due to narrow aisles, low headroom, stationary armrests, and an assortment of other challenges. It is important, though, that travelers be transferred safely despite these challenges. Unfortunately, research suggests that to do so, transfer assistants take many of the dangers of a difficult transfer setting on themselves. Transfer assistants, therefore, need to be very careful when performing transfers on board an aircraft. This is especially true when transferring heavier travelers, as research suggests that such transfers put you at greater risk of back injury. Biomechanics research has identified the most common mistakes front and rear transfer assistants make. You can learn from this and reduce your chances of getting injured. The most common mistakes made by both front and rear assistants are to bend forward and curve their lower back instead of keeping their back straight, to lift with their back and arms instead of with their legs, to hold the traveler off-center from their body or too far away from their body, and to raise their heels off the ground, which makes it easier for them to lose their balance. Outside the aircraft setting, front assistants also frequently step during the transfer because they didn't place their feet wide enough apart beforehand. Stepping places them at risk of losing their balance and injuring themselves or the traveler. In general, front assistants make more lifting mistakes during transfers on board an aircraft. Many of these are because they have to stand in the aisle and reach around the seat in front of the travelers. However, other mistakes result from incorrect positioning, and you can avoid these by making sure that you perform the transfer properly. Many of the mistakes made by the rear assistant during a transfer are due to the need to lift over or around the high back of the aircraft seat. For this reason, it is an advantage for the rear assistant to be tall. However, rear assistants who are very tall can have problems too because they have to bend far forwards to grasp the traveler. Again, you can avoid some of these mistakes by making sure that you perform the transfer properly. Although it is difficult for either transfer assistant to perform transfers in the confined space of the aircraft cabin using perfect body mechanics, having knowledge of common errors may reduce the chances of injury. Knowing what to watch out for should make you more careful when it comes to transfer assists. We keep mentioning slings, transfer boards, or other transfer devices as good alternatives when an assist looks like more than you and your partner can handle safely. These devices allow you to use a more upright and safer lifting posture, or they eliminate the need for manual lifting altogether. Even though, for various reasons, some travelers would prefer that these devices not be used, most travelers will be open to talking about it, especially if they understand how devices like these can make your job so much safer. If transfer devices are available, think about using them when a transfer situation looks dangerous. Before you try them, though, you must get training in their proper use.
You guys are ready? You do the count.
This video has shown you how to reduce the risk of injury and embarrassment to you and your customers during physical transfers. An aircraft is not the best place to be lifting someone, so you need to think ahead, communicate, practice good body mechanics, and plan and be aware of your surroundings when assisting with physical transfers.
These efforts will contribute to ensuring that travelers with disabilities have a pleasant and positive experience while traveling. Thank you for your efforts in delivering excellent customer service to all passengers and making sure that transportation in Canada is accessible to all.